On November 3, 1957, a dog named Laika, which means barker in Russian, was launched into space aboard Sputnik 2. Laika would become the first animal to orbit Earth, putting the United States even further behind in the space race. The canine made her historic trip just a month after the launch of the Soviets' unmanned artificial satellite Sputnik 1. A small female Siberian husky mutt, Laika was a stray living on the streets of Moscow until she was caught and trained for her monumental mission. The Soviets favored strays because they were smaller and calmer than house-trained dogs. The Soviets originally claimed that Laika survived for about a week before dying. However, in 2002, it was discovered that Laika died shortly after her spacecraft was launched. The batteries of her life support system ran down, causing her to overheat. In April of 1958, after orbiting Earth over 2,000 times, Sputnik 2 burned up upon re-entering Earth's atmosphere. Although other animals have been launched into space before Laika, she was the first animal to orbit Earth. Laika's historic flight was significant because it paved the way for human space travel. Laika's story interests me because it shows that humans aren't the only ones who can make history. A related topic is the story of Able and Baker. On May 28, 1958, a 1-pound squirrel monkey named Baker and a 7-pound rhesus monkey named Able were launched by the U.S. from Cape Canaveral, Florida into space aboard Jupiter missile AM-18. The monkeys traveled 360 miles into space, and the mission lasted about 15 minutes. Although Able died during the trip, Baker was recovered in the South Atlantic about 1,500 miles off the coast of Puerto Rico. As you can see, the story of Able and Baker relates to the story of Laika because they are both stories of how animals made monumental space travel. Shier and Me was a registered black-checked cock carrier pigeon during World War I. Throughout his military career, Shier and Me had delivered 12 important messages. While on his last mission on October 4, 1918, Shier and Me was shot through the chest and leg by enemy fire. Although he was injured, Shier and Me still managed to return to the pigeon's loft with a message hanging from his wounded leg. The message that Shier and Me carried was from Major Charles S. Whitley's last battalion of the 77th Infantry Division that had been separated from the other American forces. The message that Shier and Me carried read, "We are along the road parallel to 276.4. Our own artillery is dropping a bargain directly on us. For heaven's sake, stop it." The message saved the 194 survivors of the battalion. For his service, Shier and Me was awarded the French Cross de Guerre with Palm. Shier and Me returned to the U.S. and died at Fort Monmouth, New Jersey on June 13, 1919, due to his injuries. Shier and Me received a gold medal from the Organized Bodies of American Pigeon Fanciers in recognition of his service. The story of Shier and Me is significant because if he had not delivered the message, the lost battalion may have never been found, causing the Germans to win World War I. The story of Shier and Me interests me because at one point the fate of World War I was depended solely on one little pigeon. A related topic is the story of Cairo. On the night of May 1, 2011, when the feet of the 23 members of the Navy's elite SEAL Team 6 hit Pakistani soil to complete their mission of capturing and killing the notorious Osama bin Laden, so did the feet of Cairo, a Belgian Malinois. Cairo's job was to help clear the compound that the team was searching, sniff for bombs and booby traps, search for false walls or hidden doors where Osama bin Laden could have been hiding. Similar to his human counterparts, Cairo was wearing strong, flexible body armor equipped with high-tech equipment. He also wore a Kevlar vest with harnesses for rappelling and parachuting, a drainage system for waterborne assaults, and night vision camera with a 180-degree field of vision. As you can see, the story of Cairo relates to the story of Shier and Me because they both are stories of animals who help determine the outcome of major wars in history.